Welcome back! In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can use digital sketches like this one, and this one to improve your UX portfolio and increase your chances of getting hired. Let's get started. I personally did it, I bet you did it, and I think everyone has done it at least once. We've taken our messy sketches that were on paper, we've taken a photo which was semi-artsy, and we've just blasted that in our portfolio to feel kind of authentic, or we've taken pictures of singular sketches and wanted to annotate them, and this is not a good idea. In many cases, it is not really readable, and sometimes it looks really amateur, to be honest, especially if pictures are dark or not edited well. It is way better to just sketch your interfaces digitally. You can use an application like Excalidraw or your tablet and use Procreate. It doesn't really matter where you do it, the idea is to improve the quality. So the first use of sketches in your portfolio is just to substitute your messy sketches with the cleaner ones. And also you don't have to show that many sketches, just show the main ones that you moved forward with or really considered and annotate them well so that it's easy to follow. Before we move forward, I would like to share with you something I've been thinking about recently in the context of improving our portfolios. So right now we are in early 2024, and over the last couple of years we went through a dramatic change in our market from IT professionals, including designers, being on high demand with skyrocketing salaries in 2020 especially, to the point where we are right now with massive layoffs, lower salaries, and basically thousands of candidates for every single position. And I know it's really hard right now to find energy to be improving your portfolio and applying for jobs. I'm sharing those methods with you not to set some unrealistic expectations or make you run in circles improving your portfolio in this job market, but to make your career a little bit better, in hope of making your career a little bit better, because maybe when you improve your portfolio, it will finally stand out and you will get this higher paying job that you wanted, or you'll be able to work remotely if you want so. And I just wanted to say that I believe in you. The next area where you can use digital sketches in your portfolio is when showing alternatives you've considered during early brainstorming. And by the way, all the sketches that you see in today's video are made in Excalidraw, and I will link this up below. Let's come back to brainstorming. When you're working on a particular solution, you're considering usually 2 to 3 alternatives at the beginning of the process regarding how it can be solved. For example, when you're introducing a new view to your product, you can inform users by displaying a full screen pop-up, a hint popover, or an inline notification. In your portfolio, it is way better to show those alternative solutions as sketches than to list them as bullet points. Usually people don't read through portfolios, they just scan through things and just look for some attention-grabbing moments, and sketches like this are a great attention-grabbing moment. Another place to use those digital sketches is to show the low to high fidelity transformation. So in your portfolio, in a wrap-up or where you show high fidelity designs, you can add a before and after, so the transformation from a sketch to a high fidelity design. They show the evolution of the interface extremely well, and you can clearly compare it side by side. They also show that you're following the right process, going from low to high fidelity. And probably the most importantly, you're showing the outcomes of low fidelity exploration here in context of high fidelity exploration, so that people don't have to scroll up to the beginning of the case study, because they will not do it, to compare the before and after manually. Just a quick break to remind you that you can like this video and subscribe to my channel, and YouTube will let you know about the future videos. Also, since you're probably working on your portfolio right now, you can check out my portfolio playlist. Moving on to flows and maps, and I love to use this sketch-like aesthetic in cases where I want to just show high fidelity process or steps of the process. Because of this aesthetic, people don't feel like they need to pay attention too much to details, and for you don't have to follow the conventions religiously. For example, a conventional user flow like this with all the shapes and arrows and edge cases, it requires a really long analysis, and people naturally will be looking for things that are potentially missing instead of just looking at the high level. And of course, there is space for those detailed user flows in some of the case studies, but sometimes you just want to introduce the flow, show 4 or 5 steps that people need to take to accomplish the task, and then sketches come in really handy because they come across as an annotation, not necessarily as a design artifact. The next topic is one of my biggest pet peeves. I see so many designers putting directly into their case studies unedited results of their workshops. Those can be just walls of stickers or maybe mirror boards with all the highlights, notes, annotations, and affinity mapping that they did. They seem like a cool visual, but realistically they provide little to no information to the readers. There's just too much to analyze, and many of those pictures are too blurry to even read them when you zoom in. A better way to handle it is just to show the key insights from the workshop, and with digital sketches you can show them as actual sticky notes. You can style them a little bit like this, so there is this visual connection and they are not as boring as the bullet points, but people get more information from it. As we go through those points, I want to express that I realize that improving your portfolio sometimes feels like a never-ending task, especially if you want to just get a job and start designing. Remember that things will get better and your portfolio will get better, you just need to keep working on it. The worst thing to do is to be overthinking or just theorizing from the sofa about what would work best. You need to show up for yourself and make a step or make an improvement every day or every week, and things will eventually progress. And this is the reality of working on something really complex. And your portfolio is a really complex project, especially that it involves a slightly different skills than just designing. It is about storytelling and presentation, so it's really difficult to just switch between those. We have 2 more topics left in this video, and I think that this next one is really important because it will help bring your portfolio to more senior level. It is ideas for the future development. So when you are wrapping up your case study, in the last section, it would be great to show where you see this project going further in the next couple iterations. And showing sketches, digital sketches, is a great way to do it because you visualize, and it's also a really cheap way to do it. For example, if you're working on a fitness app like this one, you can show the features and the flows that your team is planning to develop in the future, but they were outside of scope for this particular project. Readers, because of this sketch style, will understand that those are just low-fidelity ideas and explorations that are not fully researched and developed, but at least they will provide insight into how you're thinking about the future of this product. And also, providing sketches and visuals like this is way more engaging than just listing bullet points. And the last topic for today is using digital sketches for UX only or research only projects. Many of you have participated in projects where you were responsible for only research part, or the UX part, or the UI was done with someone else or just by some other designer, and it wouldn't really feel fair to be adding that to your portfolio. And also you'll be risking needing to explain yourself during the recruitment process, which is not the best look. Having digital sketches in your arsenal unblocks you from showing those projects in your portfolio. For UX projects, you can show high-level UI sketches and flows. For research projects, you can visualize your findings, show how they impacted the user flows, and what changes were made to the interfaces based on the results of your research. It was a pleasure hanging out with you today. It was more of a talking video, but I think for this topic it was really necessary. Let me know in the comments if you have made changes to your portfolio and what do you think about digital sketches. As per usual, I've selected some other videos that you might like. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you over in the next one.